Hi, we're ready to set up the embroidery unit of the Husqvarna Viking Designer Topaz 50. And I'm going to just give you a few ideas of what to have close by. We're going to get the embroidery unit attached to the machine and switch it from sewing to embroidery. So first thing I want to show you is that when you got your embroidery unit, if your dealer did not do this for you already, on the back side there is a red clip. Make sure you pull this out, otherwise it's not going to work at all. The embroidery arm will not move. So take this clip and throw it in the trash. You do not need it for anything else. Next, when you slide this on, your accessory box needs to be taken off the back of the machine. So set that aside, and I've pulled out a few things that we need from that accessory box just to show you. Now the other thing that we need to do is right back here, okay, right here, there is a little kind of hidey hole that has a little cover. That cover needs to be opened up, and then the embroidery unit has something to attach to. So that part right here plugs into that back part. So with the door closed, you kind of, well, hit it, and that's not good. All right, so just slide it all the way in. Use some force. Click. And when you do that, you will want to come over here to your screen, and down here below the screen where the straight stitch is, there are two pictures of sewing machines. So one shows, and it looks like it's longer with the embroidery unit on, ta-da, and one is for sewing. So you can toggle between the two. So when you do that, it's going to ask you to remove hoop, so I have no hoop on, clear the embroidery arm for calibration. So this arm needs to be completely clear of your chair, your pets, your coffee cup. Make sure you don't put anything behind here. And also too, just make sure you're not right up against the wall where it's going to hit. So watch logistically. I like to always have my students, when they're in class, to push this embroidery machine so forward on their table so this arm does not extend off the table, because we're in chairs and they like to like spin and go stand up and look at things, and we don't want the chair to hit this. So just kind of keep in mind all the things that are around it. Okay, and then it also says attached the recommended presser foot. So let me go ahead. You need to touch the green check mark on screen. This happens every time you turn the machine on. Kind of makes a funny little noise there, so you definitely want to make sure, oh, that's normal, okay? So it talked about the presser foot. Let me talk about presser feet too. So the one that comes with your machine is the R foot. That is what you're going to use for embroidery. Kind of has that hover feature just like it does for free motion. I'm going to tell you though, the better foot is a purchased optional foot for you. It's called the sensor Q foot, and it actually says Q on it, but it has kind of a hopping mechanism, and that is one that I actually recommend. So I'm going to show you, we're going to be putting that on and getting that set up. And I'll probably do a few videos with both so you can see the difference. When you start working with really thick fabrics, I did a Christmas stocking and had really thick fur on the top where I was putting the name, and I was doing it on this machine, and I had the R foot on. And the machine kind of maxed out and said, I can't handle the stocking, the stabilizer, all the different layers. And so as soon as I switched over to the sensor Q foot, it worked. So that's definitely something. Next, you do need to take and put in one of your embroidery needles. Embroidery needles are much sharper and definitely needed for this type of work. We also have your screwdriver close by, because you'll need to take the screw out of the side of the foot to put the sensor Q foot on, and also put your needle. So those are things I keep close by. The other thing that you had in your package was this little pink little plastic thing, and inside here is actually your USB stick, and you have all the designs are built into this machine. This is what you would use to bring something from your computer to or off a CD or something you've downloaded off the internet. So I just take the little cord and then do a little opening and slip it through. This is actually a great way. You might put a little identification tag on here, maybe you embroider one. Then that way when you go to class and all of them look the same, that way you don't lose it. So another thing that sometimes people do, will take this little USB cord and hook it around their handle. This will still fit over here on this side when it plugs in, but then it won't get lost and it stays easily attached to your machine. So that's another little bit to do. Then you're going to want to go ahead and we need embroidery thread and we need embroidery bobbin thread. This happens to be the bottom line by Superior Threads. I love it because I can wind lots and lots of bobbins. With this being so fine, what you want to do is wind, I like to wind it through the machine and up to the bobbin. That way I get a nice little tension to it because it's so slippery and fine. Otherwise, it sometimes leaves little loops around the bobbin. You'll know what I'm talking about when you get there. Embroidery thread, I prefer a polyester thread. It's stronger. With the machines running faster these days, it really makes a difference. That is a spool that we'll lay down here so we can go ahead and do a spool cap. There's also an optional thread stand which I have come to love. This is the mega spool stand that you can buy from your Husqvarna Viking dealer. This just flips up. You can do it on here, okay, or you can do it on here. Either of those vertical spool pins will set this. And now you have a thread stand that's actually attached to your machine and not taking up any space on your table. So that will give a nice run. Also too, with threads that are a little bit fussy, like metallic threads, they really need to be on a stand. So that is a great investment for it. And also too, you can do your bobbin thread up through here, and then again we can come down and all the way. Now the one thing that we didn't talk about when we put our embroidery unit on is lowering the feed dogs. Honestly, well, normally you would lower your feed dogs when you embroider, but I will tell you most people don't because we slide the embroidery unit on and we can't see them and they stay engaged, and so it's no big deal. Or maybe they are down. Maybe they do lower on their own. I am actually not sure of that. Maybe they are going down on their own these days, and that would be fabulous. I'll have to check. We can just check with the stitch. Hey, look at that. They're down automatically. That's why I never have to lower them. Smart machine. Thank you, Husqvarna Viking. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get a bobbin wound and our sensor Q foot put on in the next video, and we'll show you how to get around your machine and pick stitches, combine them, do letters, all different sizes, but really get into all those different settings in different pages of the manual. Now remember, if you love these videos, what you can do is click here and support us. Drop us a few bucks on our YouTube channel, and thank you for being fans of all that we do for you for free. And with this, we also have lots of links to all the other videos. You can click here and find the complete playlist of all the other things that we have done for this exact machine. So we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.